Welcome back to the Dawg House. Today we are joined in the studio by two student athletes from Grant's baseball and softball programs. From preseason prep and fall leagues to spring break trips and early season highlights, we're covering it all. We'll hear from how the teams are shaping up and what they're focused on for the rest of the season and what it's like competing in conference play. Plus, they'll share advice for future Bulldogs thinking about joining the program. Welcome back to the Dawg House. We are here with baseball and softball. I am Noah Patrick and this is my co-host.
Can I one too?
And then our third co-host isn't here right now. I don't know why, but she'll be here later. So. Well, good morning baseball and softball. How are we doing today?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Good. Guys, introduce yourselves.
I'm Christian Faria.
I'm Kayla Worley.
Nice. Good to have you here. So, what does preseason look like for baseball and softball? What goes into that?
Just workouts. A lot of the players on the teams tend to play travel throughout the summer and the rest of the season that you're not in high school playing, and that kind of just looks different for most travel teams. It probably depends on what team you're on and what the competition that you play in the off season compared to when you come back to play high school.
So for baseball, it's a similar thing, and it's a lot of lifting and like conditioning in the off season. I mean, with the new weight room and everything, this off season, they had us do a lot of conditioning there, and especially with it being like really nice and everything, we were able to do more like advanced workouts in there over the off season. So yeah.
So baseball plays like in a fall league, right? You guys play like games in the fall.
We did, yeah.
So like, what do those games look like? Are they just normal like spring games or?
So those games are more flexible. Like it's less like coaching and more like, player based, kind of work on a secondary position if you like, and like just trying to get better, just keep playing and whatnot.
Does softball have something similar to that?
No, it's just travel. You just play with your travel team, and then you come in during the winter usually for workouts, and then that's when you kind of get started with high school.
How does travel softball differ from school softball? Like, is there like a big difference?
There can be. I mean, you practice for travel. You usually don't practice every single day like you do for high school sports, and then you usually play every single weekend, Thursday through Sunday sometimes, or maybe the whole week if you have a long tournament, and you usually go stay in hotels, and it's usually further away when, like, for school, it's usually just like a spring break trip and then like just conference, non-conference games on weekdays and then practice every day.
So for both of you, how did your season start off? Good or bad? How'd it go?
So our season started off really well. I mean, we went to Memphis obviously for the first time this year, and we played a bunch of really good teams. We played a team that was there in Tennessee, two teams in Tennessee, one from Arkansas and one from California. And we played like a 25 top ranked team in the country, so we played really good teams there. And we actually lost by one, and then for the California team we got beat, but they were a pretty good team. So after that we went on, I think it was a 8-game win streak, and yeah, the start of our season went really well.
That's good.
The start of our season was good. Our spring break trip was probably the best we've played. It hasn't gone downhill, but it's gotten rough. But I think we're coming back, and I think with having a good start to the season as opposed to last year having a kind of a rough start, this season is looking a lot better than it has in a while.
So aside from like softball and baseball during your spring break trips, what else do you guys do like as a team to kind of help build a connection?
We went out to team dinners. We had team cookouts at the hotel. As a team, we walked around downtown Pigeon Forge, which is where we went for spring break, and we went like shopping and did like other activities that were there. Like there was the island has a bunch of like shopping and like rides and stuff, and we all kind of just did that. And then we did this roller coaster thing, and we all went as a team, and like we kind of all just stayed together in the hotel and like conjoined in one room and kind of just have fun, and then we go our separate ways just to go to bed.
Yeah, I mean, similar to baseball, these are guys like I've grown up with, so we're almost like a family almost. So we always hang out, and similar to Kalen, like in Memphis, we would just hang out in one room or like go to a certain room to play like cards or whatnot. And then we also have a bowling fundraiser where it brings a lot of people together, and it's just a fun time.
So, what would you guys say this season has been your strengths as a team?
I would say our strengths have been overcoming a lot of adversity within the team. There was a point in the season where everyone was kind of just arguing back and forth and bickering, and then we had to set it straight. So I tried to do that before the coaches got involved, which is kind of what happened. And then I think from there on out, it was kind of just, okay, we're kind of a family. We need to get over this and just play the sport that we all love playing.
I think for us, it's honestly been similar. Like, our team is like really gritty. Like we scrap up to come back and whatnot. But I also think our defense this year has been like not perfect, obviously, but it's been really good.
So what are you guys planning on focusing on for the rest of the season? Like any goals that you guys are reaching towards?
I think we're trying to focus more on defense and get better at that, because I think we have a really good shot at trying to win conference this year, or at least be higher in conference than we have been in a long time. But that just comes with beating Antioch, and I think that's a biggest part of our work ethic right now, is trying to get defense not to be, of course, perfect, because it never will be perfect, but to try and get it to be a lot better. Yeah, I guess a lot better than it has been the past few games. And it hasn't been horrible, but it's just been like not the best, and it needs to be just a little bit better.
For us, it's been honestly the complete opposite. We want to focus more on offense. Our offense, it tends to be like I guess like mixed. It's like some days we hit the ball really well, and then some we can't hit the ball. So I want the team to focus on just less strikeouts and more putting the ball in play.
So, what would you guys say is the toughest team you've played this year, and why?
Like in conference, or like
Just any team.
I would probably have to say Antioch, but like they're not as good as they have been. But we did get run ruled by them, unfortunately. But I think Antioch will always be a good team. But I think this year it's just like they don't have what they used to have. I think it's just a name on the jersey that kind of scares us. And I think once we get over that mental block of, oh my God, it's Antioch, we can definitely beat them and play a lot more competition against them than we have.
For us, it was for sure during the spring break trip. I'd say it's definitely between one of the two Tennessee teams, which we lost to one by. And I think, like Kalen said, if we got rid of that like mental block that, oh, this team's like, top 25 in the country, then we would have had a better shot. But even then, like, we still put up a good fight against them. But those two teams were definitely like really good teams.
So how are you guys doing in conference?
I honestly have no idea what our record is in conference right now. That's probably really bad to say, but I don't really focus on that much. I just try to focus on more of like, okay, we played this game, now let's focus on this one, and let's get back to where we need to be. I would say we're doing pretty well. I think we play Antioch this Thursday, so I think if we beat them or put up a good fight, we have a good shot to like do really well in conference.
So as of recently, we haven't been doing the best in conference. I mean, conference games tend to get more like, like tense and like nerve-wracking, just because like since you've played these teams like over the past like 4 years, they know like your weaknesses and whatnot. So, we haven't done our greatest, but we still definitely have a shot at being one of the best teams in the conference, and we look forward to beating Central the next two games. So,
What would you say the toughest team is in conference?
So the toughest team in our conference has definitely gotta be, I'd say Grizzly Central. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they're undefeated right now, like 7-0, I think, conference. And I mean, they've always had a good baseball program, but it's just something that we need to, overcome. Just,
So kind of looking ahead, like what would you say to an incoming like freshman thinking about joining softball or baseball?
I would say definitely join it. It's a really fun experience to play on varsity or JV. I feel like both the teams kind of work together in a similar way and practice together, and I think it can help a lot of people realize that like they're not as divided as people think they are, and if you work hard and just do the sport that you love, then eventually you'll get to the point you want to be. And I feel like joining softball in high school built me up a lot as a person and a lot in my confidence and being coachable enough to play college softball.
Oh, you're playing college softball?
Yeah.
Where are you playing at?
I'm going to play at CLC and then transfer to a four-year university.
for baseball, I think it's honestly bigger than baseball. I mean, these coaches, like, they teach us how to just become a better person in general. So I think it's part of that reason why I'd suggest someone to join is because once they're done with, high school baseball, then I believe they'll become like a better person in general. But also because baseball and softball both teach like skills that, you want for the rest of your life. And I think that's a good thing to have, so.
Well, that is all of our questions. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of your season.
Yes, good luck with the
Thank
rest of the
you.
season. And going into regionals, guys. Good luck. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Dawg House. We love getting to hear from Kaylin and Christian about their season so far and what lies ahead. Best of luck to both teams as they gear up for the final stretch in the state series. We can't wait to see what you accomplish. Go Dogs!
And Izzy Ellington.
And Izzy.